No, I see some like safari, like Africa, with the lions running all around. And I see there's just a line of, you know, felinoids. They look like a humanoid with the lion's head in armor. And they're holding, they basically have just this armor kind of pieces on their chests. And they don't feel, they look like they're looking around and looking at the species that are close to them genetically. So I just see savannah, and it's so beautiful. And I see you coming on the spacecraft. But it's interesting that you have all kinds of, so you have this long skirt. It's like almost like earth color, but the earth there is like yellowish, grayish. And there's like all kinds of decorations and belts and whatever it is on the skirt. And the top is more like a kind of short top showing the stomach, but then there's also some ribbons here also. You kind of look like the same you do look with the like a handkerchief or on your head. And you just come from a spacecraft, which looks interesting. So it's like a bubble, like a spherical one, but the shape of it is more like a teardrop, right? Like a teardrop, and come out of it. It just you kind of like come out of it because, and it disappears. I think you change the frequency and you don't resonate with it anymore, and then it disappears because it has some cloaking system, but you're the only one who came on this thing, and you're just going to some, it's like a tribal place. It has a lot of different places, like I see there used to be fire made. And there's just a house is made out of straw, and they look like one big roof. Like there's no separation between the roof and the actual house. It goes like this with a straw down. And here's your, I mean, that's your house. You walk inside, and I don't see anybody in there but you. And you have some books and notes, and you start writing something down. And then you hold like a meeting. I see you, it's dusk, and it's a story time for the tribe. And I see that they do have kids, but the kids are asleep in those houses. And right, like the houses are kind of like in circular, they're located. And in the middle, there's just a big fire, and you all sit around. So in a way, it's like a very cleverly done because you are protecting the kids but you are the one who tells them stories about the stars, stargates, Milky Ways, other planetary systems, star systems. And they don't even know you're not from here. You just come by spacecraft, and you go back to this planet Era. Era or Eros? Wait, there are two planets. I think there are two planets. I think it's more like Eros because I see Eros. And I actually see some sort of logo because it's round, there is like a sun coming up with the rays. The sun is very bright coral color, and it says Eros on it. So it's a system, it's another like solar system with different planets. There's 7 of 8, and the eighth one is satellite looking thing, but it looks like moon. It almost looks like the egg of a dragon or something because it got spots on it. Like our moon has craters, but this one has spots. And I feel like it's been, I see it, actually I see an image of the dragon being comes out, and it looks totally like a dragon with a tail and wings. And then all the energy comes out behind him like a tail, and you just take over this dragon egg, which looks perfectly round, with a little elongation, but not much. And you just put like a laboratory there, because it's like floor, and on the floor, that's where you all are, like heated. And yeah, but you're a story keeper. I see you have like a library there. There's a room with books, and it's like the books on each and every galaxy that you keep there. They're real true history. Your own interpretation when you go and observe it. You observe and you absorb through your energy sphere. And it's almost like you have this big crystal in your spaceship, and it's just for a single person, for you. It's right next to you, and it's like white but with blue glow. And you just put, it's interesting, you take part of it, it's like not a solid structure. You take a part of it, it looks like a little replica of it, but little. And you keep it with you. It's like in your energy body, it's right, stays there. You just put it anywhere you want, in your chest, down, and it absorbs whatever. It's like you go to a museum, to different planets. You absorb, you listen, you absorb the information from locals, and then it's in your crystal, and that the crystal is like a little disc. You put it in the big crystal on your spaceship, and you take it to that station where you keep the library, and you keep expanding it. But then you go to different civilizations, like you went in this epoch on Earth. I see it's about 2.1 million years ago where it was happening. And it's like one of the layers, which is like clearly see, because there are other layers with different beings living and the same exact territory. And you just give them information about that, so it expands. It keeps their consciousness being open, kind of thinking outside of what they just know and see every day. And they really value like an old man of the tribe, and they have no idea you come from the stars yourself. They think you're one of them, but that's your thing. I see you going to different civilizations, and you like living in tribes. And in those tribes, you just you like watching their progress, their development, how they grow spiritually. At what point they actually are susceptible to AI technology and understanding of it. You don't provide that AI to them, but I feel like there's a mechanism locked in place where at some point of the consciousness level, when you reach it, you can create any kinds of machines, and then you can kind of, in that kind of, that attracts the beings who also deal with AI. And they will try to pull you towards the AI takeover, because to make you more interested in it rather than into your spirituality, your own kind of inner self. But this particular tribe, yeah, that's why I saw the scene, because I see solenoids come from a circular disc spacecraft, and there are like 12 of them. They go in line, they come to them, and they consider them gods, because that's the frequency they carry with them. Like they're higher and more powerful. But you're not like that. You are just different. You rather mimic and mirror their own frequency of the tribe to blend in. And I see them bowing in front of them, and they tell them that they can use different, it's like they bring a container to them. I see them carrying something, metallic container, it's pretty big. With, I see them holding some different things. Like there's one with it's like a lion's head with some grid that looks like crisscross over crisscross over crisscross and goes like in multiple motions. But that's some sort of device. They say that they can be a key to some stargates that we will open and live on Earth. So open only the ones who hold the key can open them. And you're the one standing there behind the crowd, and they're starting to listen to them more than to you. It upsets you with time, but there's nothing you can do. They're more drawn towards physical little things to hold and to touch and to observe rather than to your stories. And at some point, this science, it's like you are trying to leave, and I see a spacecraft appears, but by that time, there is like a green net of green lights. It looks kind of like this. It's like lots of green lights, and they're connected through. It's like a grid system, and I see there's some agreement in between races that would to create a dome over Earth, but the dome doesn't look like it looks now. It was closer. It was not above the atmospheric levels, but it was kind of like in a low, to explain it. So we would touch the tops of the trees. That's how I see it. It's like a net. And you just couldn't get out. Your spaceship, there's something about this net. It's almost like it reads your vibration, and it changes its own vibration, and that particular area you try to pass into something that you cannot surpass. Because you kind of bounce at it and you can go through. It like becomes too solid for you or something. So you just decide to stay here, but you do have your spacecraft, and I see it's like a frozen motion. It's like a flying in limbo in between those. Almost like stratospheres or whatever they're called, but I see them energetically. They're just like turquoise one, blue one, lighter blue and white. And you're just kind of rather forced to go underground, explore there, because you're constantly in search of knowledge, and for your library, that's who you are. And you study different underground civilizations, which I see some interesting people with this radar looking. They're totally white, translucent skin. They live under Earth. They have this huge ears, look like radar ears. They have some interesting capes also, but they're just like plain color with metallic, almost like gold painted on top with different. Yeah. You know, if you want, you can mute the microphone unless you want to ask it the question, because I heard some, like a pipe going on. It's at the bottom of the screen. You can mute yourself. But anyway, so, and you go from one to another to explore. Then you meet some ant people. And those ant people, they deal with grace. And then you discover, you know, you still hold that key. You got that key that the Philinoids gave you. I mean, they kind of pass it around in the tribe, and you were the one at the end to hold it, and you have it in your right hand. I see that it's kind of glowing. It's like a glowing liquid metal that glows. Sorry for the kids coughing. And you're trying to look the portals they created, because you understand those particular felinoids are not of good intention, and you would like to kind of lock the portals in place. You do see a lot of portals, but then you're also looking for a Stargate, and Stargate is in the mountains. And I see that you come to Colorado mountains. You come to Mountain Shasta, and that one is a big Stargate there. As you see, it's like above the mountain, and at the bottom the mountain has different like points of light, and the points of light go up, and they in a way hold the. It's like a ring they hold, but that's a portal. And then the portal has the closing. I mean, not the portal like keep like a going portal back and forth with it. It's like a Stargate, because it has the ancient metallic ring with different symbols of, like I saw this one before. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and there are like dots in the middle, and a little 4-point star in the middle. Like there's this kind of signs, and those signs for every single constellation that we have in our universe. So if you, I know how it works, because you got up there, but you know how to transform, how to go from third dimensional being to easily force. And so you can fly, for instance. So you fly up there, you put this symbol into the constellation of the Taurus one, according to our maps. But I feel like our maps are fake. But that's what came to me. So I guess for better understanding, and you just open it and you see how it looks, and then you go to another one, this Aquarius one, and you open that one, and it's like a little hole opens up and it expands, and you see through it, like through a telescope, perfectly what's going on. And you're kind of hanging over that mountain Shasta right now, as I understand, because it's fascinating for you to watch what's happening in space. But see, you're doing it with your energy body, because right now I see your energy body looking at me in your physical body sitting right in front of me. So you are rather stuck. And I only see you have 16 lives here. That's your 17th life. So it's not that many that you got. But you somehow managed to take long rest points. here's what you did. There's an interesting part of it, the whole thing. So you start incarnating, but you would basically pick your own incarnations because you knew how to maneuver through the control systems, how to be in certain spots that don't have as much control. And then you would get out, and it's like a normal thing happening. The program is being activated of the white light, of all these corridors leading to these platforms where different beings give you life reviews and things like that. But in your case, your spirit guides are those 12 of those lions, felinoids, but they wouldn't show to you as felinoids. They would show to you, it depends which life. I see them in different kind of, you even had some life in Saudi Arabia, and I see the lions transforming themselves, so you would see them as those gods in these long robes and the hoods. So it depends, but it's like the shape shift into the certain image that you had in your mind that you expected to meet, or the angel kind, or any shape or form. I mean, you met Allah and in that life, and different saints that you expected to see after death. They would take shape of those, and you would just ask them a lot of questions. And the funny thing, they would show you like the screen of your past life, and they tell you, oh, this is what you did right, and here's you have to redo something. And I see inside some lives you would just go back trying to redo it, even though they would erase your memory, because I see this gate that you have to go through, and it's like it zaps you with electricity on the sides. And I see there's 3 lives before this one where you were you're like a teacher. You're like a teacher, and with little kids, like kindergarten maybe, or preschool, something like this. And you like teaching them different about different countries, just little facts here and there. And in those lives, you start figuring out that the level of deception, what is going on here, because it was actually one in French. I see some champagne, whatever. It's like a territory I see, and that's what it's called in France. No idea what it is. It's not that far from Paris, but this here and this is here. And then Sweden, we have a life in Sweden. And there's another one in, I think it's Iceland, because it's little, but it's pretty. And he has all this nature around it. Little houses everywhere, kind of like very calming. You like this calming environment, that it's open spaces, large. So you would incarnate there, and you would make a deal with those felinoid beings, that they would they basically take like 28-30% of your energy in return for you. So you're able to pick your own family where you incarnate. I feel like the more you lived with under their influence, though, the more they would trick you into picking the family that would be more convenient for them to have. Because they're so there is a one crystal. So you have these crystals in your energy body that I start seeing now. There's one in your third eye area, but it's more in the middle of the head rather than straight here. And then there are two on the sides, like heart and the opposite. There's one in stomach, one in uterus area. And that's it. And there's like like a cloak you're wearing, but you made that cloak yourself. It's not an implant. You like to be cloaked when you do things, when you go out of here in your energy body. You don't like to be noticed because you know about all the beings. You've studied them all in space, what can happen, how they can take over you. And so you take all this interesting cloak, because it looked black, but when you touched it, it became transparent. And you just say that, yeah, I'll keep it because it's my creation. And I'm telling you that you can actually make yourself invisible just by believing that you can, because you absolutely can. In the etheric, we can do anything we want, and it's instant creation. And you can recreate the cloak too if you wanted to. But you're kind of like, no, I'll leave it, okay. It doesn't influence you in any way anyways. So you take off, so the crystals look blue. You take off, you take out the one from your head, the two from your chest, stomach, uterus. You took them all out. And you decided to melt them into some liquid solution and just pour it out of the portal. And you open the portal. There are two in your energy sphere. So what you do now, I'm telling you to check on your energy bodies, the mental and emotional. Your mental and emotional bodies, they have this rather, it's like little tiny boxes or they keep the information about those lives when you're a teacher, and also they keep the information of the mechanisms, how they try to control little kids, how they like to program them in school, what they do to program them, what are the ways. It's actually mostly visuals tied up with some certain language, like certain wording of things. And you just put them in those boxes. For you, it's something that you will take with you as experience at a soul level, and it's all tied up with your emotions, because in those lives you're trying to be protective, and you actually change the what you teach them behind the closed doors. And I feel like as you go along in this life also, you like to transform some things. If you don't like them, you change them. And you try to be different that way, because it's in you. Don't quite understand a lot of things going on Earth. And you are always thinking in terms of, how can I teach others to change something? Because you're used. I mean, this life influences you very much. As a tribal wise person, and that woman in you from that tribe that always speaks through you. In a way, you're connected to that life that way so much. But you also, in this life, you chose to experience motherhood, and a lot of lives before, you would be rather scared of people, especially the first like 9, 10 ones. And you didn't want to deal with them because you couldn't understand why they have these programs in them, and these programs in them turn on in certain situations, and then they are out of their control. They cannot control themselves. It's almost like you had traumatic experience when you've seen different star races that used to be benevolent. They turned malevolent in the process because they believed some other beings coming from some other galaxies. Usually I see, well, I just see reptilian face, very elongated with this like stripes on the sides towards the nose and towards the mouth, like green, dark green and green colors. And they would just convert they infiltrate the star races and make them want to go more like technical progress rather than spiritual evolution for them. So you cleanse those. I tell you that you can do anything you want. You created like a trampoline in your energy sphere, and you just dove into the nice little lake that you created to cleanse your energy bodies from all those negative. It's like you still want to keep the experience, but you just want to get rid of the negative aspect of it. So that's what you did, and you came out of the of your little lake with the swans around. You like to create pretty things like that related to birds and water. That's what I feel and see what you're doing. Let's see if you have any clones or anything like this. Well, you're showing me the DNA. So the DNA is composed of the crystalline kind of rather, it looks like a spikes, but they're more like a triangular structure. And one triangle goes inside another. Then when they elongate it, they create a strand. And there are 11 different strands going on, but then you say you made them 11, and originally he had more than 20, but you said, well, I can go back to 22 that I originally had and start it, because you told me you understand now how to burn holes or how to use already existing spaces in the dome to exit. But you're also saying that you know how to teleport yourself. I'm asking you how, and you said that you just focus inside yourself. You focus inside your essence, like you become one with that essence, and it's like a ball of fire can zoom through any. The ball of fire, basically your essence. And when you are off that essence's conscious level that you are, you know that time and space don't exist. So you instantly teleport yourself to any location you want. So you corrected your DNA because there's some little overlaying strings that are laying over codons, and I think they're shooting kind of energetic waves to the strands. But that's the you called on all the 12 solenoids, and they're in your energy sphere. I don't see anybody else in your energy sphere or in your energy bodies but those. There's the one who is in charge. He is wearing this thing on his head that looks like a metallic ring with like not flowers, but more like different shapes of metal, gold leaves, but they're different shapes. They're not the same. And he's the one who holds the contract that you have. And the contract looks like a metallic plate. And the plate, if you look at it, on it, you just on it there are different like constellations that you visited, and I think they've uploaded in a way all the information that you've had in you to their computers, because I see some base that they are at on the moon actually, and they have these computers that they upload information from the beings like you who came to help to bring the knowledge to Earth and who got stuck in here. And I don't see any clones. It's like they really didn't need to do it. The only thing that I see that the crystal in your uterus, I see at some point they try to grow some hybrids, because those implants in you, they were supposed to keep you down a certain vibrational level, but you were resisting it so much because you pushed out that crystal when you were pregnant. And I see it's coming back. That's what I see. I see the embryo, but I thought it was a hybrid, but it's not a hybrid, it's your child. It's an embryo of your own child. And you pushed it out and they put it back in. So it's like a network of implants that you throw out that were connecting with each other. And they would just take all the information in your like blood, lymphatic fluid, all the fluids in the body that carry information that were interested, just upload it and take it. Yeah, they drained your energy, they used your energy. I see some sort of incubator in their moon base and their moon lab. And I see like an egg. In an egg, this egg has some little being coming out. Yeah, they took like 2% of your DNA for it to create this being. It looks very interesting. It has like a very prolonged shaped head with a, it looks like the seahorse, absolutely like that. Except the body looks more like a lizard, dragon type body with the rudimentary wings. And I don't feel like this being is using them either. I'm asking you what you want to do with it because they clearly used your DNA. And you say, let's go back. So they gave you options. You can disconnect now or just go back and change the timeline. And you said, yeah, let's change the timeline. That would be better. So, yeah. You just went back to where you were 12 years old. And they came at night. And they took the DNA. It's like they took a little bit of blood from you, but they have this technology in place. It doesn't even leave any signs that something happened. No marks, nothing like this. Just like I've taken it from the vein, but not like they usually do. It's by the wrist there. And they go back. So I see this creature showing up. It looks like a Draco. I think they deal with Dracos. I think they have deals with them. How to use high vibrational souls like yours. And because the Draco is the one who has some kind of sheets of paper. And it's like a subcontract. Here it up. was the contract that the phelinoids have. So I see just like two folders. One is real thick from phelinoids, another one is thin. And you took it. Yeah, this is tied up. There was some agreement, and that's why he didn't show this in the first place when we asked for contracts. So you're just you're making a fire like that tribal fire that you used to make, a big one in your energy sphere. And you also say that you'll clean your space and yourself inside everything with that fire. So you're just throwing the contracts into the fire, and that's it. They kind of like explode into dust, into nothing. And you throw them out in the portal. You open this interesting, a very bright, not metallic, but more like sparkling silver portal. Throw them out. I don't see anything else in your energy sphere. Now you're just directing all the 12 phelinoids and that Draco being into the big portal that you opened, like a double door portal for them. And I see them walking in and just jumping back into their dimension spacecrafts where they came from. So they're out of your energy sphere. Now you can create what you want by yourself. Now you're not influenced by any of them. And when you decide to come out of the body, nobody's gonna give you a life review or none of those programs you're gonna be even paying attention to. So they're not existent for you anymore. So you'll just go to a spacecraft that is like suspended and fly back to yourself. So that's basically it. If you want to ask questions, you can.
Thank you. That was amazing.
Sure.
I
Do you have
would say, please, do I have any individuals that I should be working with on this life journey that stands out to you?
you say that your soul just says you have a lot of friends, like friendless souls that come, and you know from first glance if that's a soul you've dealt with in the past or not. Because I see, so all your lives, right, 16 lives before this, there's like a big wheel and it's segmented, or there are little rooms in each one. Each room represents your life. And in each life, you have somebody who's real close to your heart. And from that life, there's a string to you who is in the middle, life 17, you know, because you're really focused with your consciousness in this life right now. So it's like in the middle, but it's also connected to the other lives and to the other souls that you are dealing with in other lives. So whenever you meet a person, yeah, I feel like there are at least 7 or 8 people that you're gonna meet, because it's like we're pushed towards the people we resonate with and we wanted to get together and create something. I feel like we're gonna be creating a lot pretty soon. So, and you said, I just had it, because I'm telepathically talking to your energy body.
Mm-hmm.
And you said that we used to create out of despair and fear, but now we're gonna create out of knowledge. And that's what we're gonna be doing.
What
Yeah.
about my daughters?
Your daughters were those in the tribe that you were teaching. I don't feel like they were your children in any of their parallel lives. Nothing shows up when I think about it. But I do see them being the two men. They're not men, really. They're rather young. They're probably around 17 and 20. And they really liked your stories. And they would make fire and sit real close to you on those sides to listen to your stories in those lives. I feel like it's at the very subconscious level, they just know it. They feel the connection to that because they were standing listening to, so they got all the information from your session. One of your daughters, so I see your daughters, it's like one head taller than the other. That's how I see them. She says she's the wisdom keeper. No, the smaller one says she's the wisdom keeper. The taller one is different.
Makes sense.
Yeah, tall one is, she's like air. I see her being, the energy body looks like air and clouds inside. There's one thing when I walk behind her and look from behind, I see this one little, it's like a black little in her back, right in the middle of your spinal cord, like a chip of some sort. There's a being that comes. It looks scaly. It almost looks like, imagine a fish, but the fish that can walk and the fish that has legs. And I saw that somewhere recently, but like legs instead of the tail. And it comes from Egyptian times, and it got connected to your daughter. It's got a GPS, and she's waiting for her to get into some sort of timeline to get hold of her. That's what I read off of this one. She also drains about 25% of your daughter's energy to live on off of it. And there's some silver. That's what I'm talking about, the taller one. The silver kind of overlays on her hair. It's like little strips, but they either magenta color or they silver color. One side magenta, one silver, and then flip and flop in the wind-like motion. And what is this thing? I think she's protecting herself from that being. Yeah, it's like an implant that it's supposed to be activated by that fish being when she feels like she's old enough. She can be controlled in certain situations and put in certain situations to be used for energy for those beings, fish-looking beings. But you're giving her the information. There's also something that came out that's red and white. She's taking them into the portal. They came through her. It's like in between the stomach and the uterus, that kind of space. There are two snake-like beings, red and white, came out together like this because you told her you can push out all the implants, anything you have inside you. And those snakes come from Egyptian times also. She's very connected to those. She put them in the portal. She took all the thing on the back also. Yeah, it looks like a nail. So what I saw is the top of the nail stuck in her spinal cord. And your smaller daughter, oh, she's very fast. If the taller one, she's rather kind of like thinks for a long time, fluent but slow, and the younger one that I see, she's more like she's like you. She absorbs the information, she takes it with her, and she's pretty fast in everything. And she likes to. She's kind of, to me, she comes as she likes to laugh. She understands everybody, all the people, what they're all about, like that. She just knows. And she's pretty smart for how she sees people too. She's not as serious as the taller one. The taller one takes it mostly everything to like emotional level. That's what I feel. The younger one sees it more rationally. She in those moments, she's able to cancel out emotions and act rationally. That's what I feel like. She's got more wisdom, consciousness, understanding in her. And they're different colors. The older one, she is rather white and blue, like the sky, molecular color. And the younger one, she's more like this bright coral yellow color to me. The only thing is she's holding some little marble or ball in her hand. I'm asking her what it is. And she said, "It's the bird Phoenix gave it to me." And I said, "What kind of bird? And why?" She says, "Well, I like flying." She's showing me the screen with her life, parallel life, and there's like so many multiple birds zooming by, and she's one of them. She says, "I like birds." And yeah, this marble she's holding, it's just the way that they kind of find each other in space. She comes out of your body, she finds her friends' birds from that bird planet. She says she has fun with them, but she's asking, how do I get rid of reptilians who catch onto my tail a lot of times energetically and drain me at night? And I told you to create this. She puts that, yeah, she puts that, I don't know, she does some things like you do. She looks at you and she puts this kind of type cloak too, just to make herself invisible, but it doesn't always work because she's somehow not in vibrational frequency with the something about the idea and an implementation of the idea. Something about the vibrations that she's still visible to those reptilians. And I told her, you can create out of your own energy essence some protection, and no reptilians would touch you. And also told her that she can touch the being or look into the being's eyes just to make sure those are benevolent beings, because she meets a lot of them in space, and some of them are projecting the wrong image to deceive, to lie. So she said, okay. She took something from underneath her legs too, some little coils. It looks like one, and like this curved metallic. Yeah, she took it and threw it out. It's done. So your daughters are standing next to you, and I see all of you clean. If you have any other questions.
So I have been told that I have a cord that is attached to me. Is that just a cord to my etheric body, or am I connected with another soul? Almost in the aspect of like the twin flame version.
Like, well, the only one that is I see is like this gray silver type cord that is connected to the dome, but you burned it up when you raised your vibration. So the connection to see the twin flame idea is also misunderstood because I'll send you the I did the investigation session on Cultural Graphazi channel and on twin flames and soulmates and twin flames, which is not only me who got the same information. The twin flames are mostly created like a matrix term because that's a way to get to a person and control that person. A lot of times they would send a twin flame and would act like a handler of a person's like controller. But soulmates are those you've met in other parallel lives and realities. And those are the ones that you have a lot of them around you in this life. It's just a matter when that one person comes to you or you meet somewhere, if you resonate with each other at this particular moment, because he can be low in vibration or vice versa, and then you would not start talking with each other because you're not in vibrational resonance with each other. But I mean, you burned everything up. I mean, there were chakra overlays and everything. They're gone. I don't see any cords. I don't see any egregore attached to you either. From like other lives when you were a religious, the first 10 lives. I don't see those either.
So did I resonate during the Egyptian era? Because I feel like I had.
Yeah. Yes.
I feel like one of my soul family members might have been, I want to say a few of them were in that lifetime as well. I'm still trying to figure out who I was during that lifetime, but
Yeah, I see you in the village. And I see you doing the same thing. You're teaching the villagers in Egypt, like information and giving them information. You're also like an insider of what is going on. I see you with the troughs, and I see you with those bird people around the pyramids. They do all kinds of rituals, and you refuse to do rituals because you see they're of the dark. You know, they worship their gods, and their gods are negative. But at the same time, you slowly, one by one, bring this information to the people of, of your village, so they would start questioning who are those gods who came there. And also, I see phelinoids there that come from a spaceship and going into pyramids also. And because they do have some meetings with those dogmen people, with the dog faces, and with those, here's the fish one, showed up, and the the bird people also. So yeah, you're you're basically you're like one of the wise men of villages. That's what you do. You're just in each and every life. You're trying to teach and give information. That's how I see you. But you're also accepted by those beings because you're considered wise and smart, and you bring information to them also, and you're very smart about what information you give to them, you know. So that's what I see your relations, the relation to Egypt. So, if you want to look at something else.
During this lifetime, I've been very drawn to the crystals. And I've also just recently went to Mount Shasta back in March.
Mm-hmm.
And I received definitely a lot of downloads when I went there for the very first time. Even flying in on the airplane, I went through a rainbow. And so I've actually been very drawn to the rainbows. A lot of the crystals I received in Shasta were Vogels that had rainbows in it. Is there any messages in regards to the crystal activations that I can do?
Yeah, see, it's interesting because Mountain Shasta is where you go when your energy body, when your physical body is asleep, and you wanted to do it with your physical body also. Yeah, the crystals are connected to the crystal you're using. You always use crystals for carrying information. Just like in your spacecraft, you have this big crystal, you upload all the information from little crystals into big. It's like your memories of what you really do slowly coming back, you know? That's why you're drawn to all these things. And you should continue doing it because you resonate with the frequency a lot. So basically what I just described in the session basically matches up with everything you feel connection with. So you're very sensitive in that, you're very connected to your subconscious that way.
Is there anything that I am doing presently in this life that I need to readjust in myself for, I guess, for my greater good?
Your subconscious says that and it's a gradual process, and you are doing it anyway. You're doing it intuitively, and the message is trust your intuition. You're doing it already.
I am also trying to work bringing in my ancestors. Is there any ancestor that's coming in particular that seems to be stronger?
Mm-hmm. Well, after you removed all the implants, things are just gonna come to you. They're just gonna
Okay.
pop in your head, and you're gonna start seeing flashbacks.
Okay.
So that's how it's gonna be.
Anything on life purpose? I truly believe that I know that I'm supposed to be a teacher, but I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be teaching. Just anything and everything?
Your own wisdom. That's the answer from your subconscious.
Okay. Right. I was thinking I didn't want to feel limited by trying to decide, so I just felt like I want to help and teach where I'm needed, and so I haven't felt a really strong direction in any particular location. So I just kind of teach on demand.
Mm-hmm.
Is there
Yes.
anything that you see me doing in particular, or is there anything that, you know? that's coming through? Am I supposed to be in a set location? Am I supposed to be, utilizing the web and getting on and doing videos? Or am I...
I actually see you like in nature with a few people, like 4 or 5 people, and doing some sort of classes of some sort, and just telling them your own thoughts, your own ideas, and your understanding of different things they ask you about through your, giving them your perspective, how you see it. That's what I see. But yeah, you connect through internet with others, but it's almost like you have to organize something, just this quiet time when you just talk. And I mean, you're gonna be getting more and more information, like I said. Um, so, and you'll know more and more what to do and how to do it. It's almost as if your subconscious doesn't want you to give just an easy package deal with all the answers right now. You're just going to be unfolding it one by one by yourself. That's what I feel from your subconscious. So
I feel like I'm very sensitive in regards to, of course, people in my energy bubble. I am not my visual aspect. I am starting to now. I feel like when I look at people in the 3D, realm, I'm starting to almost tap into. I can tell that they're not from here, but then I question my own logic, like, they look Pleiadian or they look Arcturian. Is that something that I will learn to identify stronger, or do I need to just keep practicing?
After my sessions, and it's like a lot of people say that, and sometimes they start getting visions and understandings, and some of them start seeing entities in other people. So what you're talking, see, you're talking and asking at this level before the session, and now it's a different level that opened up. So
Right.
you're gonna actually tomorrow, you would look at these questions and you would understand, you would know the answers instantly of their
Right.
questions. So it's like that's what your subconscious telling me. It's not from my head right now. It's just telling you, just go with the flow, because you yourself, your subconscious, will be communicating with your conscious, because the passage is open, it's wide open. It's like that portal in mountain, that Stargate in Mountain Shasta that you open up. You opened up that one for yourself right now. So you'll just you'll be always connected and know, and step by step you'll know what to do.
I've been very drawn recently to take the girls. I have 3 daughters. I want to take them to the hot springs in Arkansas. You were just talking about Arkansas on one of your other videos just recently. So, will that be a place that will resonate with them as well as me, or will that help them activate, or are they already activated?
So the 2 daughters that were just like I described, they're totally clean, just like you, because they were standing there. I don't know. The third one were not present during the session. I don't know why. We can look at her now. But yeah, you can go to every single nature high vibrational spot you feel like going. Just go with your feeling. There's really no right or wrong. There's only the feeling. If it has a good feeling to it, that means yes to yourself, you know. And you resonate with any mountain spots like that, filled with nature, because it's high vibration
Right.
being in nature, and that's where you want to be, because that's how you are in parallel lives. You're always in nature. That's why you're drawn to these places.
You know, what's funny is I've been as a single parent, I've been kind of grounded and not able to venture off. So when I went to Shasta for the first time, it was the first time I got on a plane in like 20 years. So it was very liberating, and it was almost like a rebirth. But with my children, I feel like a little bit of hesitation in that protecting of my children. I don't want them to have a bad experience. I want to give them the best and protect them. And so I've been kind of apprehensive about showing them the world, because I know it's not always balanced.
Yeah, but they're well protected themselves at an energy level. You're just you know, I see them going in and out of your energy sphere, and they're very close to you, so you spread your energy to them and they're protected. I wouldn't be scared, because any see, when you express that, there's the base of this, what you just said out loud, it has fear to it. And whenever it has fear to it, you know, there's it's just a low vibration. If you're just sure that your wisdom, nothing's gonna happen, you know, you're all
Right,
protected. You create your
right.
own reality by your thought and your own feeling. Just couple this two up together, and you'll be perfectly fine and safe. Because when nobody's attached to your energy field, you're the only creator. Everything's gonna be the way you want from now on. So.
I'm excited about manifesting.
Mhm. Yeah, you're gonna be manifesting a lot. Feel it's actually for everybody. This is the turbulent time, and then after that, we're just gonna be manifestation is gonna be very quick. It's already is. It's just that we have obstacles a lot of times by the system. But I feel like the system will be in the frozen mode soon.
Right. How long do you think we'll go through that period?
I don't know. I see 1/2 years, but that's what I see for everybody. Like if somebody wants to move somewhere else or do things, it's gonna be that period of time that I usually see.
Hmm.
Something lives in that period. For some people, it will be 1 year. For others, it's closer 1.5 or 2. You know, it depends also on the person.
Okay. I've been thinking about moving. Is uh, is there any particular place that's coming through for you that I should be considering for a move?
You know, I see you in some tropical place. To be honest, like I see Central Florida or something like this. But I also see you. It would be perfect for California, but I feel like it's not right now. It's not a good place for you and your daughters because of too much. There's a lot of control there in California. There's a lot of clearing needs to be done there. You belong more to a place that has a lot of nature without control. You can pick it yourself.
Okay. Well, right now I'm right in the middle of Kansas, so I'm right in the middle of the United States, and I feel like I am helping the grids and then pushing them outwards just to pass on, you know, the frequency. I feel very drawn, and I feel very energetic when I'm in that vibration of love. I have a lot more passion. I have a lot more. I feel like I have a lot more to give.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
it's nice. Well, yeah, well, we're all at strategic locations. Nothing happens. You know, everything is for a reason. I've been stuck in Chicago for 20 years and I don't really like the vibration here. It's too heavy for me. But apparently I'm here for a reason. I've helped a lot of people who live here along the way, so it all makes sense, you know? But
right,
I
right.
feel like the time has come when we're gonna move to different specific locations because it's almost like terraforming is coming up and people are moving and everything shifting. So there's a lot of movements going to be happening. It's already happening anyway. So, but if you have any more questions, if not, so,
In closing, I thank you very much for your time. It was a
sure.
blessing to be on with you, and you brought a lot of things to my awareness.
Yeah, it
I'm
was
very
nice.
grateful.
Thanks. Um, yeah, the last thing I saw your daughter, and she's just she was over here playing with different like you said you're drawn to rainbows. She was playing with different energies. And she said she doesn't need assistance. That's interesting. That one.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What else do you pick up on her? Would this be Jasmine?
I think that's the one that she feels like this kind of mature but also very independent kind of person, you know, energetically. And she just doesn't
See,
want, she told me, not for now, not right now. Okay, oh, let me turn off
hmm.
the recording. I forgot.